goodies, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. And Andrea, you are exactly right. I'm sitting here thinking, why isn't my timer starting to count down? And then I realized it said PM instead of AM. I did that once before. Um, when you go to set up your StreamYard for your stream, for either your live stream or your recording, for some reason, when it's on Sunday, it's not when I do my Thursday, it automatically pops in a PM instead of the AM. And I am just a little off today. I just feel like I don't know, maybe somebody's trying to tell me something. This morning was an quite a morning. Let's just say that. Good morning, ladies. Good morning to Peggy, and we've got Gail and Andrea and Candy. Good morning, good morning. And there's Carol. It's so nice to see you all. Well, Kellyanne will attest to my art space is very cramped. I have a lot of stuff. I feel like I'm somewhat organized for the space I have to use. My husband is always yelling at me, you've got to have a path here where you can walk easily and not trip, which I really try to do. And since we've had the puppy, mornings are early. Usually she starts to whimper around, hey, there's Marty. Good morning. She starts to whimper sometimes around, well, after 6, maybe 6:30 in the morning. I did not hear her this morning. I opened my eyes and saw it was almost 7, and I thought, oh, I think I'm going to get to sleep in a little bit today. Well, little did I know, my husband was already up and had her outside. And then I heard this enormous noise, but I didn't see him and I didn't hear her. So I thought everybody was still sleeping and I couldn't imagine. So I thought it was something outside. You whimper when you're hungry? Hey, Angie, good morning. So I wake up, I see his shadow out in the back room here, and I thought, oh, he's left her out. And the noise I heard, I thought he had dropped our container of birdseed. Well, little did I know. He hooked Jenny up, took her outside, came back in to get the birdseed, didn't realize she had followed him back in. He stepped back, stepped on her, lost his balance. He went down, hit my table that holds my sewing machine and my iron. And he said, there's blood shooting everywhere. He cracked the top of his head. I mean, he's fine. He's sore, but he split open his head. And, of course, the table broke. And, he's kind of sore and limping around. He's got a big gash on his noggin. The dog is fine. The table is no more. And I said, oh, geez, I was planning on using my sewing machine this morning. So I cleared off another table. So I'm all set up and ready to go. But when I did my thumbnail, I wasn't sure if I was, going to be able to go in the direction I wanted to. Meanwhile, my iron, it's an automatic shutoff. But as soon as you move it, it starts to heat up, which, he didn't realize. So it burnt the rug. So there you have it. So I'm going to proceed like with what I had planned, and we'll just see how far I get. I don't think I'm going to get too terribly far. I'm going to draw on some of my scrapbooking skills, if you will, and see how I do. See if my what do they call it? Muscle memory comes back. We'll see. There's a gal on Instagram. I think she's mostly on Instagram. I really didn't delve into it too much because we had a day yesterday as well. Oh, Ange has given us the menu. Today is turkey, dressing, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, fried corn, pineapple cake, and pumpkin pie. Is it Thanksgiving? Sounds good, Ange. Yesterday, thank you, Andrea. Yeah, he's going to be sore probably for a couple of days. And the thing of it was, there was a clear path. It's just that he didn't realize the dog could come in behind him. And I mean, if you fall in this room, you're going to hit something because it's a small room and I have a lot of stuff. I mean, it's kind of a neat, messy kind of a thing. But um, now I forget where I was headed with that comment. So I need to take a couple of days and really kind of consolidate and pack, some of my stuff. Yes, little dogs, and she's getting used to us, and we're getting used to her, and of course, our hearing isn't well, she doesn't make a lot of noise, she's little and she's quiet. So, but, it'll work. It's all okay. It's okay. It just, So I dug through some of my paper this morning. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Jacqueline and I, talk back and forth, and we share different ideas. And Peggy also sends me stuff, and she sent me a really cool idea, but I haven't had time to work on that idea. Yesterday was physically and emotionally exhausting. I went over to Pennsylvania and helped my friend that passed away, helped her best friend start to clean out her apartment. So we did that, came back with a bunch of stuff we didn't think we were going to come back with. And that all went well, but I was just tired and I didn't feel like coming out to my room. And so I thought I'll have plenty of time in the morning, and then he fell on the table, busted and all that jazz. So don't become a hoarder. Well, I might have more success with that, Peggy. Anyway, I think it's Jacqueline really found her. This gal's Instagram, and she does have a YouTube channel, but she just has a few short videos on there showing some of her journals. And they're really adorable. I really like them, and I want to make one that looks like it. So I'm going to copy her. Why do you have to copy me? And her name online is 3, like the number 3 spelled out, 3 Birds Lane. Maybe some of you have found her. Anyway, so I'm going to attempt to do a journal similar to her style, which is really cute. So it's 3, THREE, birds, like birds that fly in the sky, lane. How cute is that, right? You've seen her, Marty? Yeah, I thought maybe on YouTube she would have a video where she shows like how she puts her stuff together, but it's really just I think maybe 4 or 5 videos where she's doing a flip through of her journal, and they're really quite pretty. So I looked through my papers. I was going to go with Graphic 45 and the bee theme, but then I found I have 2 packages here of the Romantic Collection from Stamperia. So I thought I might be able to put these 2 together, although this one is really about sewing, but this one is about journals. So I'm going to use mostly this one and see if I can build something similar. So I have this empty book cover. Now her spines seem a lot softer than this, so I'll just see, how it goes. Thank you, Peggy. And so what I liked about, now she's got a couple different kind, but the one that I really like, she has a flip out right here. Right? So I want to build that today. So I'm going to start with some black cardstock. because I want to attach this way, so it's going to flip out. And she puts a pocket here, and then she has a pretty pocket here. All right. So let me first flip through this paper pack so you can kind of see what I'm working with. Let me see if I can get a better angle for you here. I did pull it apart. So now if you need me to see anything, please use caps. I'm using my phone to try to read chat, but it is small. And anyway. Okay, so this is called the Romantic Collection Journal Scrapbooking Pad by Stamperia. That's the cover, and inside we have all these little word tags, which I'm sure it will come in handy. I'm thinking I'm going to use this section right here for that front flap. Three Birds Lane used I think on a couple where she just has a nice floral picture on the front. So, and then this is the back side. It's basically a creamy tan kind of a paper pad, but then in here they incorporate just a little light hint of color. You can see it's really very pretty paper. I could also do this for the front. This might be more, I might consider this because I want to try to preserve as much of the paper as I can to use in other spots. See, look how nice that would. See, if I did that corner, I'd have this nice big half. I'll have to look at that front sheet again, but I think I do want something, although this would look cute too. Half of the problem is deciding where you want to cut and what you want to be seen in the journal, you know, without chopping everything up right away. So I will caution any replayers or anyone that comes in, if you're doing a journal or any project really for the first time, and if it involves paper and it has a cover, you want to look through your paper pack or your paper choices that you're using and decide what you want for your cover and put that aside, because I have in the past ended up cutting up my paper I wanted for my cover because I didn't do that. So you want to make sure you're planning and thinking ahead a little bit. Nice paper, right? Not too crazy about this, I have to say. But mostly for me, in any paper pack, there's usually one or two that I'm not crazy about. Let's see, that side is really cool. Of course, I've got my Venetian blinds show up when I show you something that's mostly white. I don't know. Got to work on my lighting. I just haven't had time to do that. These will make nice cards to slip in some of the pockets that this gal. I should probably bring her up on my phone and I could show you what I'm talking about. And then as we go through, maybe you girls can help me with some ideas. Let me just do that real quick. I think I'm allowed to do that, right? I mean, she's on Instagram. All right, so let me shut down that. Let me go here and see if I can. Of course, I hadn't thought about doing this. 3 birds. You got to spell things right, gals, to get what you, oh, three little birds. No, it's not that. Three Birds Lane. Here she is. Okay, so this is a little different, this one. See, this one, she goes so stinking fast. Well, you don't have much time with the reels. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. Okay, let's go back here. And let's go here. And trying to see, because I think there's only one that she has that pocket on the front here. Let's look at this one. Come on, flip. There we go. She puts like a nice dangle. And she stitches her pages. So I do have my machine set back up again. But see, this will flip over as like a flip out on the front. See? That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to work on this morning. See, then, oh, there's a pocket there. So she doesn't glue that all the way down. Oh, that's a horse of a different color, isn't it? See, so there's just a lot to think about, really. All right, let me get rid of that and get you guys back here. So I can read chat. All right. So if I go ahead and do what I was originally thinking, and I pull out this flower, I'll have a lot of that left, but I do kind of like that too. It comes down to what you're willing to give up, right? When you're trying to use your paper wisely and you only have you have to make a decision, right? So if I trim this and use this piece, I think I have way more. I think this would be the better choice. So when I measured my book, where's my little cheat card? I have a little cheat card here somewhere. I think it's like 5/8 by 8 3/8. So I decided that I think I want this to be 5 by 7. Like the way hers looks, it comes way over to the edge and she flips it out this way. But see, then what she does, okay, so then she puts something here in the pocket is there, I guess. So I measured this out. It's just, I'm just using black cardstock as my base to attach other things to. And I'm pressing this down as best I can. I did crease it both sides. That's supposed to help it fold down better. And then I cut my angle, I cut the corners in, so it usually just glues down a little nicer. So then I'm thinking I want to cut this and have that on my front cover. Now I want to stitch. She stitches around these. So I don't like to measure, but I have to measure in this case. All right, so this is, and I'm terrible at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 7/8. So I want it the exact size because I'm going to stitch around to make the pocket. All right. You ladies are such good tonic, honestly. I'm rolling on the floor. So all the journals I've seen. Okay. All right. I'm really concentrating, guys. I'm sorry if I'm missing anything. All right. And so this is 7.5. So let's give it a go. I have to pull out my big cutter because my small cutter doesn't take the big paper. I don't buy too many of the 12 by 12 anymore for this reason. Now, I'm not crazy about this cutter of mine because I have to press down on this, so I'm not too good at pressing. The guillotine is better for me, but be that as it may. All right, so now the hard part okay, so I want to be upside down. All right, and how wide did I say I wanted it? 5 7/8, was it not? So that would be there, I think. No, that's 6. There's my 5 7/8. It's going to be close. No, that's not right. That is not correct. Hold on. My father always said, measure twice, cut once. 5 5/8, it looks like. That's still not right. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, except using a ruler. That looks like 5 3/4 to me now. There's the half and there's the 3/4. And I could trim it. I mean, I'm worried about saving a smidge of paper. Or schmidge. Darn, it's still off. And then I think it was 7.5, so I have to go this way. I'm not seeing all chat. Oops. Go this way. That's an old sewing saying too. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah, Dad always said it when he was doing building stuff. All right, so 5.5 by 7.5. So I want my flap on this side because that's where I have to glue it to the front cover. And this would go this way. It's just still a little off, but what can I say? And then I want to take a little chunk out here. She had a chunk, but I think she just had the chunk out of the top part. And then she has it all stitched. Now I'm wondering if I want to go ahead and do, okay, so she had this covered as well. And then she had a half pocket here. So let's see if I can use my scraps. That might look nice. This is going to be a little smaller, but it doesn't have to be exact, right? I could stitch this and then glue that down. So why don't I do that? All right, so first things first, make sure I've got the right sheet of paper and I'm not cutting the wrong thing. This one I want to be 7.5. All right, I'm taking that little chunk off because I'm not crazy about the chunk. Little thing at the top. So this is, hi Sherry. So this will be here. And kind of like this memory one will be here. That maybe looks too similar. What do you think? That's kind of cool too. If I do the, because it's got that paper, that might work. All right, now I want to make sure I ink my edges because I really like that. Personally, I like that. And then I want to do a little divot there. I love the little divot. That's a high pocket, but I think that's okay. This is probably going to really remind me why I stopped scrapbooking. All right, do I want it this way? Or do I want it this way? Who's got an opinion? Anyone? While I drag out my blender. Tea dye might be good with this paper. It's a little redder than your. I'll see how I like it. Where's my here? Let's use this. This might be helpful. You never measure, Marty? I don't usually measure, but of course I've got you guys here watching me. I don't want to embarrass myself too much if I don't have to. I think this is a good inking color for this paper. It's kind of goes with it. It's got a little more of a pinky look. Now I'm just wondering, I don't remember. I'm wondering if I want to, I think I want to curve my edges. Yeah, let's make it even more difficult than it has to be. Yeah, let's go for that, Lori. Let's do that. Of course, now I'm going to have to stitch around that. Also remember, if you're doing something like this, oh look, this side might be nice. Look, that side's plainer. And of course, now I cut that corner. I don't want it that way. I was just going to say, if you have a fold like this and you're only curving your outside corners, you don't have to do that side. You just have to do this side. Of course, that's really tight. I need to zhuzh a little bit off here. Because when that bends, see, it's still pushing it out a little bit. And of course, you know, I line everything up. It's got a straight top, but for some reason, it's still a little crooked. A little bit of black showing might be cool, but see, it's like going wonky down that way. Oh no, it feels like it's straight. This is where you can lose your sanity. All right, let me chomp the bottom corner. Just using my chomper. Oh, good, that's my husband. I'm hearing noises and I'm thinking, I hope that's my hubby. How you feeling, hon?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, let's go out.
All right.
Yep.
Now I took the bottom part of that off because I didn't like it. It really didn't matter because it's going to be covered up anyway. If anybody gave me their opinion, I did not see it as far as what side to use. Okay, Ange, enjoy. And she's going to need a nap. Okay, want to hear something really freaky that my niece just discovered this morning? So my niece is due with her first baby any day, really. Her due date that they gave her is April 26th. So we've been saying April 26th, April 26th. And she and her husband are the couple that bought my mom's house. So they're very excited to be there. And okay, so I need to chomp that corner. So she's got the nursery, set up, everything, everything's going really well. And we have a little feed going where everybody's guessing what day she'll actually have the baby and how much the baby will weigh. And she puts a message on there this morning that says, we never realized this until we actually wrote out my due date, 4/26. That's when she's due, 4/26. Well, my mom's address, the house that they moved into, is 4/26. Freaky, huh? Ooh, 4/26. Haunted Lane. Ooh. I like having that little bit of black trim. I know, isn't it cool? I don't know how we missed it. I don't know how none of us have realized that. All right, so this is my option. I have to chomp this a little bit. I mean, I want it to work together, but, see, I cut that corner again now, too. I'm not sure which side I like better. Hmm. Peggy, I was just going to ask. New life in my mom's house. Yeah. You like the side without the text? Okay, thanks, Peggy. That's what I'm going to be doing. That works. You know what? I'm going to hopefully make a pencil mark here, because I'm sure I'm going to put something on there anyway. Okay, so now what I want to think about is the other side and stitching. If I stitch that down, okay, I think what I want to do is stitch around here. I've got burgundy thread in the sewing machine. Did I already say that? And then, so when I put this on, I can just glue that down. And that'll be one side done, right? All right, so let me stitch this. So just giggle among yourselves. Okay, girls? Okay, let's see. Hopefully now my sewing machine was working good when I checked it. So let's see. How crooked I can go. Well, I wanted a zigzag. And I didn't get a zigzag. So we're going with a straight line. It's not really that straight. I think I go too fast. Sometimes. That's a little too close. I don't know why my stitches, it seems like the underside is looks nicer than my top side. All right, so I'm going to move that a little bit so I don't forget for next time. Now I know gluing down with stitches is not always easy, but I think I need to stitch this on first. And that's still a little off. Who came in that I missed? Judy? Adjust your tension. It needs adjusting. Yeah, but then then it gets worse when I adjust it. Usually is I'll look to see if I knocked it. I could have gotten knocked, but especially after it dropped, I will look. All right, this has to have a little zhuzhing here. Judy, Judy. Peekaboo. Okay. You not away, not away. Does anybody ever heard anybody say just a skosh? I worked with a gal who used to say just a skosh, and Kellyanne says just a skosh. All right, get my corner rounder. So I want the opposite corner. You've heard that, Gail? I thought it was like an upstate New York kind of a thing, but I guess not. I have a hard time when I'm trying to mimic an idea. I have a hard time being satisfied with my version. Isn't that crazy? Oh, that's crazy. But it's the truth. It's the truth. I have used that saying, just don't make, yeah, right. I want to know how to spell zhuzh. I love the word zhuzh. I need a new blade. You know, when you start to cut and you get that little ridge feeling, it's not everywhere. But I need a new blade for this little cutter. Maybe I should cut a piece of sandpaper. That might help. Paper dust. Ronnie doesn't like my paper dust. The word skosh comes from the Japanese word, really? Skoshi, and means a tiny bit. Yeah, small amount. Yeah. Really, Peggy? I mean, not Peggy, Gail. How about that? Thank you, Gail. That's cool. Okay. Oh, Carol, your mom used to say it a lot? Oh, that's cool. I worked with this delightful lady for years. She was so fun, so funny. And she did a lot of her Bible study and training in upstate New York. And I probably am not going to be able to think of the place now. Oh, it will come to me. It always comes to me, but it takes a while. Word of Life, there we go. And she was from the Scranton area. Of course, that's Pennsylvania now that I say it. Okay, so I'm going to try to zigzag around here. Unless somebody thinks it's better for me to... I don't know that I want to... See, I don't want to glue this on until after I get this stitched. And I do want to take a little divot out of the top of this. Oh, I would have been very upset with myself if I forgot my little divot. And I want to ink that. Yeah, knowing how to Google, that is definitely, I'm always saying to my neighbor now, I just got to put it in right. All right, so here we go. So that's how the front flip out's going to look. All right, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Peggy's advice. I'm going to look at my tension. It looks like it did get moved. Where's my little scrap piece? I need a scrap piece of paper. I can use this, I think. Let's have a little go. Well, that didn't help the top side. Maybe I should go the other direction. It's not right here around the 3. Nope. See, now my underneath looks good. So what? See, this is the underside, which looks like a perfect zigzag. But that's the top side. This here, I went to number 3, which I thought that's what my setting usually is. Now I went the opposite way, away from 3, and that's what it is. Does anybody in here go with sewing machines? It's definitely, made a difference, but I want... The top should look like that, right? Not just the underneath. Try 4 or 5. Okay, girlfriend. Oh, that's really far. All right, 3. What the heck does that say? Oh, I guess that's a, oh, that's a 6. Oh, let's try it there. All right, let's try it. Nope. Nope. I'm just wondering what else could have got whacked when it fell. I am thinking it's not a good idea to try to sew it on the other side. Number one, it's black. Number two, Lori, keep in mind you are on paper, which is probably a bit slippery. Yeah, I'm holding it pretty steady. Try to rethread your machine. Okay. My thread does look twisted funny, but I don't think that's really gonna do anything in my humble opinion, my humble non-sewing opinion. Pull that up. I should grab a little piece of fabric and just stitch on that to see if there's a difference. Oh, I got it. It can be a little dicey trying to get into that little needle there, but I got it. All right, let's see. Let's try another piece of papier. No difference. Maybe I should go way the other way. I mean, it doesn't look like a bad stitch, but I know I won't be happy. Or snow it. I just know it. Yeah, the underside is good. Top side, not good. That way it's just gonna break, I think. That's right, that's right. I don't think that, well, let me try it with that thing pushed down. Let's see what that does. Nope, that didn't make a difference. Well, Lori, make sure your needle didn't get knocked loose. When it fell, reinsert the needle. It's in there real tight, Gail. Thank you. Well, what if I clip this and change the bobbin? thread on that one. So a little bit on this one. Angie, you're so cute. Just glue it. You know, I am going to glue it, but I just really want that stitch. I want the stitch on it. I'm thinking about stitching a blind. You know, pretend it was intentional. Yeah, I know how I am though. I know how I am. I'm going to try just stitching it from the black side. This is going to be very dangerous. I don't need you little puppy in the mix here. I got to get a paper clip. Watch your little toes. Watch your little toes. Thank you. Okay. Let's get a paper clip. Sure, Laura. Just get a paper clip. Just get a paper clip. Now, even that's difficult. All right, so I want this to be that way. As long as this doesn't move, I'll be okay, right? Let's give it a go. All right, here we go, girls. Now let's go slow. Remove that paper clip. The other paper clip is off. I love it. Now, I should really take this paper out from underneath me here because you know that's going to end up getting clunky monkeyed. All right, let's get my little bits up and away, up and away. In my beautiful balloon. All right, so that's the front. Let's have a little bit of a trim. And now, I wasn't going to stitch this. This could use a little trim here. Three Birds Lane must have this down to a science. Because she has so many of her pages are like this. So this is gonna, I'm gonna leave I'm hoping to leave a little black edge there, right? Oh, that's an idea too, Judy. That's a very good idea. Murray was working on postcards the other day, and she just used a marker. And hers looked fab. Hers looked fabulous. Look, I got this upside down. Doesn't matter because it's going to be covered. But wouldn't that have been prettier? Oh well. Happy accident, I say. Now this is art glitter glue I'm using just because that's what I have here. For no other reason other than that. I don't really want it to smush out, but it looks like it may smush. May do a bit of a smoosh. Oh wow, Gail. It's been so breezy here. The weather hasn't been too bad, but it's been so breezy. Okay. Now this is going to go on here. Whoop. Not too shabby. I think what I should have done, and I think I'll do that now, is I think I need to score another line right close to that so that it accommodates the thickness of the cover. And I think it will lay on there a little better. Let's give that a go. Let's see if that works. Do you like the cooler temperatures? I like it all, actually. I like it when it's cool, but I love being at the pool and in the water. I like being at the beach, but I struggle with being knocked around by the waves because I have a hard time getting up and down. Now the trick is going to be folding it on that line, huh? Just pushing in. Welcome back, Candy. Okay. Oh, yes, that's much better, girls. Of course, it's Going to bring it over further this way too now, but see, that's something I didn't think about. So if you try this, think about the thickness of your cover and your flap going in. All right, so now to think about the inside cover. This has to be covered. And she made a pocket. Boy, I wish I had thought about that. See, that's just going to annoy the heck out of me. I could trim that. But if I'm going to trim it, I have to do it before. That's going to throw all that off. Wonder if I can get my, because this blade is dull. See, I hope most of you are not as fussy as I am. Life's a lot easier, I think, if you're not as they say, anal. Let's see if we can clean out some of this little debris. Might help with the cutter blade. Get those little bits of paper out of there. Just brush them away with a stiff brush. All right. This is going to be very difficult. Ooh. Didn't go quite through. I shouldn't have moved it. I struggle with the heat personally. I don't like to be cold, but the heat is really tough on me. All right, where's my little itty bitty sander thing? Now, what I don't know is if I'm strong enough to use my cruncher thing, my chomper. What's Gail saying? She got us cracking up. Oh, well, that's good, Gail. That's a very good point. And when I was thinner, I do remember those days, the cold bothered me a lot more. But then I got to wear pretty sweaters and pretty coats. Anywho. All right, now I need my inking tool again. So I think I can go ahead now and glue this on. So that has a chance to set up while I pick out that other paper. Does anybody see a problem with that? To go ahead and glue that down? Because then I can clip it. Clip it, baby, clip it. I'll have a little drink. Yeah, that sounds good, Ange. My back is not good, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to walk. Although I was thinking about taking my walker out. But the one article I saw about the back condition I have, I think it said don't walk, just agitates it. So maybe just some low impact exercises. You know, they have exercises you can do on your bed. The problem with that is I'll probably fall asleep. All right, now I'm going to mark this just so this side, I know where I have to put. Yeah, that's why I'm using my cane all the time when I'm walking now or takes a walker. Just aggravates it. Yeah, I probably could use some PT. But, oh, girls, what can I tell you? This is how my life goes. This is why I get discouraged about some things, mostly about medical things. Well, I didn't hit that mark, did I? And it's not sliding, so we're going to live with it. So years ago, I said to my primary care, now, of course, this is when we were in Pennsylvania. My kids were younger, so this is really years ago. And what was my complaint? I guess I was having a funny feeling in my chest, and I really felt like it was nerves. And so I go to my doctor, and my husband's bugging me, you know, you need to say something to him. You need to say something to him. So I say something to him, and I said, I really think it's my nerves. And he said, well, let's do a stress test. Let's do an EKG. Let's do, you know, so there were 3 or 4 tests that, you know, he wanted to do. Okay, Gail. Yes, I have spinal stenosis. So, took months, took probably about 6 months to schedule all the tests, go have the tests done, get the results back. So I make my appointment to go in and see him. So this is 6 months later. He's looking at all the reports and he looks at me and he says, so you think it's just your nerves? I wanted to just smack him. It was just my nerves. Wasn't anything wrong with my heart, you know. All right, so here she had a pocket, which I kind of like. So now I have to think about the inside cover and what I might like that to be. So now with the Stamperia pads, you get, you know, your front and your back cover. This is the back cover. Sometimes, you know, you can cut out some of that small stuff, but it's a pain. And let's see, what's on the other side? I'm not crazy about that. So this might look good here because this is nothing, right? But this could work, especially if I twirl it. Now I kind of like this because if I have to go into that other paper, see, I've got a pair of scissors there. So that might work. So I need this piece of paper to be, I believe, see, I lost my little cheat card. Yeah, you don't like fussy cutting? It just depends for me, Ange, what I need to accomplish. So I'm going to have to use the big cutter. Now, I don't want to glue this down yet because why? Oh, yeah, because when I put my book block, see, when I put my book block in, I want my cover to go over that too. So you got to be thinking about all this stuff, guys. Got to be thinking about it all the time. And if you're not used to doing it, or if you're new at journaling, oops, sorry, hit the camera. It's because of the big cutter. You have to maybe make yourself a list so you can stay on track. So I'm gonna go 5 and 1. Huh. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think this is, how can you leave that? So that's 8 1/4. I could do it that way. And this could be 5 1/4. That sounds more reasonable. So let's do 5 1/4. Now this is also confusing for me, which way you want your paper. So if I need it to be 5 1/4 this way, I have to cut it this way. Cut it here. Make sure I'm all lined up. Those spots. Now I'm going to take off. Now see, now I can use the smaller cutter. I want to take off that ridgy part. It's not really ridgy. I want to take off this design around the edge. Because, I'll tell you why, because I have to trim this, see, and I'm not going to have it at the bottom. Right? Unless I do another pocket. Which I could. I could do pocket. Oh, decisions. I should start a company and call it Craft Supplies for Old People. What do you think about that, girls? Craft Supplies for Old People. So I want this to be 8 1/4. Eight and a quarter. Craft supplies for old chicks. Don't anybody take my idea. First thing I would do is, whatever my line of tools were, instead of having this same color These here would have something on them so they would stand out and you could see the freaking numbers. Just saying. Drives me crazy. All right, so this is going to go in here. I'm going to put a little divot there. I don't want it down too, well, I got that black there, so that's pretty good. So I don't want it too terribly big. Okay, now where's my little cutoff? My little cutoff thing can be a pocket here. See how it's going? See how it's going? But now I'm going to have a dilemma, so just hold on. As Peggy says, Lori, we all have to invest in children's safety scissors. Yeah, well, there's some other things, like some of the containers, try to get them open. Good night, it's like, I'm fortunate. I still have my husband, but there's some cows, some folks that don't. They don't have, enough grip to open up some of these wacko containers. I've got nobody around to help them. Let's make it better for the elderly. I mean, let's face it, a lot of us spend a lot of money on buying this Jazzmatazz, right? Just saying. Okay. Now, I'm not going to glue this. I want to glue this so bad. Yeah, you're only as old as you feel. In that case, I'm a lot older than I am. Whoa. All right. So that is going to go like that. So I'm blocking my scissors anyway. Look at that. Isn't that silly? I can bring it down. That's better because I want those scissors to show just in case I need to add some stitching stuff in here. So that's going to wait because that will come after I get my signatures together. So I think I can unclip this. And I'm going to clip these two together for right now. And I'm going to put a Post-it note on it because who knows if I'll remember. Kimberly. I know I can do that. I know I can do that, Kimberly. But you know what? I think it's a great business idea. I just don't know how to do it. I just don't know how to do the business part of it. But you were exactly right. Is Kel here? Hi, Kel. She retracted a message already. Oh, Kel, we were talking about you. What was I was mentioning you a few times. Now I forget why. It was good stuff, Kel. It's good. All right, so this is inside cover. Now, if you remember, she also had the similar kind of flip out on the back. She did. So that means I want to do basically the same thing. It's going to flip this way. I wonder what the back of her book looked like. I didn't pay attention to the back of the book. Kimberly Ray, how are you doing? I don't think I've seen you for a while. How you been? It's nice to see you. I just assumed it was Kimberly 557, but it's Kimberly Ray. All right, ladies. Let's see. So let's start at the very beginning. Oh, I was going to talk about my dilemma. So this is 5 and I think it's 5/8. Very good place to start. Do 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 do. I don't know if I can use this trimmer. Where's my black paper? So I need it wider because I need to make that fold because it needs a flap. It needs a flap. So I need it to be, I think, what did I say? Is it 8.5? Look, I have glue stuck to my finger. No, this is shorter. You silly girl, you silly girl. This I want to be 6.5 because I need a flap. I need a flap. I need a flap, Jack. Still too long. Doesn't have to be exact. Been lurking as per usual. iPad and me in the garden. Oh, how lovely. Planting Everglades tomato seeds. Oh, nice. I love having tomato plants in the backyard. Love it. All right, so let's get out the little board. So I'm going to score 1 inch. I never go straight. It's too big. Where's my other? Here it is. And I'm flipping it. I'm going to flip it and score it the other way because I want it to fold real well. And then I'm going to score that other little bit. And I'm going to flip and score that other little bit. That's to accommodate for the thickness of my cover. And I'm going to get my bone folder, I hope. I hope. I kind of like the grape tomatoes if I had my choice. And then I like a beefsteak style too. So you can just, if you want to have a tomato sandwich, or as my grandmother would say, a tomat. And you just do a slice and it fills the whole slice of bread. Oh baby, oh baby. Does anybody here eat a tomato sandwich? If you do, tell me how you eat it, please. You like plums? Do you cook with them? Is that why you like the plum? Or you just like it? It's a grape tomato that's supposed to do well in this Florida heat. Oh, nice, Kimberly. I was telling my husband, now my husband won't like this, but this looks so delicious to me. It was a reel that came up on Instagram, and this guy took like an 8 by 8 baking dish, right? and he took a whole head of garlic, just trimmed a little bit off the top, threw away the top, and sipped the bulb of garlic in the center of this dish. Then he took those little grape tomatoes that you can buy in the supermarket that are on the vine. You know, there'd be like 5 or 6 in a row. And he just put like 3 of those in there. So he had all those tomatoes. Then he put salt and pepper on the garlic, and he put a little bit of hot pepper flakes on the garlic. And I believe that's all he did. And then he just covered that up with tin foil and popped it in his oven. And I'm assuming roasted it on high. I don't know that it's said. So then when he brought that out, he took those tomatoes and pulled those off and threw them in a blender. See, I don't know why my camera's jumping again. It didn't do it for a while. And then he took the roasted garlic and just squoze all that yumminess into the blender. And this is where he didn't pay close enough attention. I don't know if he put a little bit of oil, but he blended that all together, and it made just like a tomato sauce for his pasta. It looked freaking delicious. Carol said, my mom used to grow the most delicious, they were all good years ago. Eat them right out of the garden. Me too. My dad, we'd take the salt shaker out with us, Carol. And on a hot August day, go pick a tomato, the end of July, and it was hot from the sun and bit into, oh my goodness, wonderful. It was wonderful. Of course, around here, people like Jersey tomatoes. My mother would say, can you bring me a Jersey tomato, honey? Yes, ma'am, Mama. Yes, ma'am, Mama. All right, so this is going to flap out this way. And I'm going to do similar what I did up front. Of course, I think I got that crooked. Really, all the mistakes I make, I don't know why you guys watch me. Good memories, yes. Oh, you do? Yeah, those leaves can be funky. They smell funky too, don't they? So Ange does mayo and tomato. Kimberly does with tomato. See, that's how my sisters and I like it. But my friend that just passed, she always did a slice of onion. When we would go have tomato sandwiches at my mom, we'd have to get an onion for Joycey. Which was weird to us because we just did the mayo. My mom her mom made tomato gravy. My mom had 5 sisters, and a couple of her sisters were older, so they were married, and I think the one came back and had kids with. So my grandmother, my nanny, she had a lot of mouths to feed all the time, right? So she made a lot of dishes that didn't cost a lot of money. And she would get, I guess they would grow tomatoes, or maybe they were cheap back then. I don't know. And she would make what she called tomato gravy. It really is different than spaghetti sauce. But she would just cut, and she'd get the ripest tomatoes and cut them really thick, salt and pepper both sides, and then just dip them in flour and then put them in a pan with probably lard or something like that. And then just let them bubble and fry. And as they started to break down, she would just take her, and this, of course, was in a wrought iron pan, a wrought iron, is that how you say it, wrought iron pan? Those big, heavy black skillets. And then just scrape all those bits back towards the back of the pan, and then throw more tomatoes in, and just keep doing that. And then once she got them all cooked, and they were just bubbly and really just basically juice, cast iron. Thank you, Peggy. Wrought iron. Oh gosh, Lori. Anyway, it was so delicious. And then she would strain that, get all the skins and stuff out, and then we just ate it on top of bread. We could like really pulverize the whole loaf of bread doing that. This is a cute little saying, a smile costs nothing but gives much. So how can I incorporate that? If I cut it there, that'll be a little too narrow. But then I can trim off the words and get the whole meaning. Okay, Gail, have a great day. Thanks for coming in. You take care. I need something for the back. That might look cute with those words up there. Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? I'm going to mark it there. And mark it here. Hope I can still see that. All right. Let's bring up the big cutter. I didn't know you were behind me. I thought you were out with Daddy. Are you okay? I just rolled on the dog. Oh, gosh. Some days you should just stay in bed. Where are you, baby? You okay? Come here. You all right? You're moving okay. Yeah, you gotta stay away from Mommy's chair. I'm so sorry. You all right? Will you come here? Are you mad at me? Come. Better come to Mommy? Huh? I forgot you were out here. Oh boy. Oh. The day just keeps getting better and better. Poor little thing. Okay, so I'm going to try to line this up as best I can to be straight. 5 1/4. Yeah, you okay? I'm so sorry, honey. All right, you stay right where you are, okay? And I'm going to stay where I am. All right, so this one I need to be cutting this way. Follow my little mark. Just a minute, baby. Yeah, if I tip it that way, I'm not going to see my mark. Let me see. 7. Trying to get it straight. You okay? You want to come up? You want to come up to me? Come on, Jenny. We've had so much rain. The ground was so wet. When she went out this morning, she came in. Of course, she goes out and lays right down on the wet grass. Doesn't seem to bother her. Oh, she was soaked when she came in. All right, so I've got quite a bit of an edge there. But that's okay. All right, so let me... I fried a fried bologna sandwich with tomato. Oh, fried bologna, that sounds good. I haven't had bologna in years. I used to like bologna. Why do we always talk about food? Bologna, American cheese, lettuce, and mayonnaise. I don't usually do lettuce on a sandwich. but I like it on that combo. I could go for that, actually. I don't think we have any bologna. You heading out, Ange? Okay, honey. I knew she'd need to take a nap after that turkey. All right, let's trim a little bit off of the bottom of this. How am I on time? So much quarter to one. Let's see. No one in the place except you and me. Okay, now, where was that part I was going to do with the pocket? Okay, so that, I'm thinking this will be this pocket, but I want to slice that there. So, and I also would have enchanted, which is kind of nice. So I don't need this to be as tall because it's going to be a pocket. But it could be a tall pocket. Let's try here. No, it didn't turn out that tall, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take this little bit. Around this corner. Okay. Ooh, there for a minute I thought I did it wrong. I'm going to put lace here. Oh, I lost part of it anyway. It's supposed to say, but gives much. But when I cut off the back side, I got too close. I could piece it, I think. I think I can make it work. I think I can. Okay, so I need to save these bits, not lose track of them. This can go back off to the side. And I get my ink pad. I like having this little thing to ink on too. So my girlfriend's childhood friend is taking care of cleaning out her apartment and donating her things, and her and another friend of my, Joyce, making sure the things she wanted in her will are taken care of and all that jazz. So yesterday was come to the apartment. If there's anything you want, you can go ahead and take, and then they'll see what is left and what they need to donate and whatnot. It'll just help them get started. So I happened to think the last time I was with Joyce and I had stayed overnight. It's been a while. I slept in her recliner. She had like one of those wider recliners, which is kind of the one I liked at the store, but we didn't think it would work. Whatever. And then we bought that other one, and then that hurt my back. So I said to her girlfriend, if nobody wants her recliner, maybe I could, maybe I'd like to have that. And she said, oh, sure. So that's what we did. We came home with a recliner. Ron was able to get it in the car. And my niece's husband, they live close, so he came over and helped Ron get it in the car, which was great. So I slept in it last night. I felt pretty good this morning. All right, so that can be, if I trim it this way, see how I do piece in this. Be nice if I had a piece of tinkle tape. I knew where it was. That would hold that together, and you'd still be able to read it. Yeah, I think she would be pleased for sure. So that was nice. And then she always liked to buy in bulk, which is kind of her thing. And maybe I'll make a piece of tape because I really think I want that. I did have some over here. So that was good. A couple of the girls came, and Joyce worked for the school district in Philadelphia for many years. That's where she retired from. And I think years ago, she was in an actual school. And so she had met a couple of students that she got close to. So a couple of those young gals came by, and they were able to take some things as well. And oh my gosh, they were so sweet. It was just so nice that they came, and we got a long way to go. It's quite a lot yet to do, but at least we've started. And then Joyce's birthday is at the end of the month. So there's about 7 of us that were really close to her that we're going to get together. She didn't want a funeral, so we're going to get together and celebrate her on her birthday. She had wanted us to get together, I guess last year about this time, but her health kind of got to where she couldn't, and yeah, so we're going to go do that. That should be a nice time as well. So, it stinks, but it is what it is, right? You gotta move on, do what you gotta do. All right, so I'm going to save these. This is really too big. Let's see if I can stick my tape to this. Just need a little. We put that down and grab some alcohol ink. I hope. Yeah, latte. This is a good one. We're going to make what I like to call tinkle tape. It's not really tinkle tape. Johnny taught me how to do this. Now a lot of it's gonna suck up into this paper, this cotton swab. Now the thing is to get it to dry. Put another piece on here. Yeah, it really sucks up in there. You don't really get much out of it after you put it on the cotton swab. A little bit of color. Oh, you gotta take the cap off. Yeah, it will be nice getting together for her birthday. And you can leave a puddle like that, you know, so you get a darker color. Oh, my phone battery's dying. So yeah, I think more people are going kind of that way, right? That's difficult. And she didn't want, I don't think she wanted to traumatize us any more than we were. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so let's see if I can do this now without making myself too, I think that's pretty dry. A little tacky maybe. That's a little tacky. It's not usually a lot of stick left. That's the one problem. Probably would have looked better if I tore that tape a little bit, but I could have added some glue. That would have been it. That would have been more better. See, I just keep getting more and more stuff out, girls. Now I want to ink around that. Well, I want to trim it first before I ink. I think I'm going to trim it a little bit more. It's got those boxes. Oh, I'm glad I made that extra piece because you know what? I'm going to put a piece up there so then it'll really look like it works together. I hope. I'm getting really fussy. I'm really getting fussy. And she left at the right time. She don't like the fussy cutting. All right, so let's add a little bit of this ink here. And then we'll add some here. I think I like it better that way. Let's run this out of town. Let's get rid of that little tick. Let's put this over this way a little bit more. And this is really quite wet. Let's see if I've got a, of course not, I don't know where all my paper towels went. Let's just use a piece of paper. Kind of see if I can blot some of that up. Yeah, cool beans. I want to tear this if I can. Oh, it tore pretty straight. Isn't that the way when you want something not to tear straight? It does. And then if you want to crook it, it doesn't. Let's glue this down first. That doesn't look too bad. I'm going to get my Sharpie pen and put some more little squiggles, some squiggles in there, and kind of make it work all together, right? So we've got that. And that will go on top of this. Now, I don't know if I want to stitch any of this. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I hate when it flips to some bizarre location, right, Carol? I mean, I'm like, where did they get this at? Like, nothing even in New Jersey sometimes for me. It's like, what? And then it keeps flipping it back instead of letting me put in what I want. It can be frustrating. All right, so I'm trying to decide if I want stitches. Now, it's been the underneath where my stitches look better, so I'm thinking I'd have to stitch on this side to make it look nice on this side. Maybe I'll just do this because I'm going to do lace over here. So maybe I'll just do across the bottom, and up this side. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go here to my machine. Oh, it really looks bad on that other side. It looks good on the back side. Wish my back side looked good. Woohoo! All right. Now I need to find my little lace. My little lace. Well, I might not want it too little. Hey, Toots, how you doing? You doing okay? We'll see how this looks. All right. Carol, what are you ordering? I'm so nosy. I love ordering stuff and getting packages. All right, I'm trimming these off because I like to do it. Okay, I don't need that anymore in the way, I don't think. I didn't even find, I thought maybe my zip code was close to wherever the one they were putting in, but it really wasn't. So I don't know. Maybe it's a glitch. I might want bigger lace than that. Might have to go digging. Might have to go digging. Digging. I don't think I want this. Oh, that may not look too bad. This tape I made. I don't want that piece. That kind of looks good. Maybe I'll use that. All right, so same thing as before. I'm going to lose that pin. Boop. I'm going to glue this down. I'm just waiting to see what mistake I've made. I buy a lot of stuff over the years. When I buy stuff, it's because like this paper, I see it. It was a good price. It was I don't know the girl's name. I don't remember. I don't see her much anymore online. I think they had a box store. It was her and her daughters, and I guess the guy renting to them wanted to rent to somebody else, and they were losing their space. I don't know. She had a lot of really good sales, and I saw this paper, and I thought, oh, it's just so pretty. But I didn't have a project in mind for it. Like I didn't go to buy it with a project in mind. I do that a lot. To me, it's a lot better if you have a project in mind. But so I mean, I've had this quite a while, and then it gets stuck in a box, and I forget, you know. So that brings us to today. I'm going to trim this. Well, maybe I'll leave this longer because then maybe I want to put a charm or something on the bottom. Thanks, Carol. All right, so let's, if I do it that way, see, then it's going to hook in this way. So I still got this side to do. So then it'll get glued there. That's the wrong piece, I think. Oh dear. Oh, that's right. I wanted to bring it down. Now the trick is going to be getting the Fabri-Tac to squeeze out. So now I have to think of, how long am I here? 2 hours. It shouldn't take me that long to do this part. Should it? Well, don't answer that. So now I need a kind of a focal point piece. Oh, this is one I want it the same size as this. Now it's more than one pocket. Because this is a pocket. And this is a pocket. And then I did cut out the stuff for here, and that's a pocket. That's going to be a pocket. And this is another pocket. So it's a little better then. A little better. Not much. Yeah, you forgot the flippy. This stuff takes time. All this great stuff takes time. That's why you have to make your own, because they charge so much for it, right? Put me in that camp. Oh, gosh. I cannot get this stuff out. Oh. I think my baseball game started. You know where my head is? My head is at the ballpark. A friend of mine, her and her husband were at the game last night, and they did the Phillies had a walk-off win. Oh my gosh, I love a walk-off win. She said it was so exciting. Everybody the whole crowd was like going crazy. And the guy that got the hit hasn't been hitting too much. I know the season just started, but you would think coming off of spring training, they'd be all warmed up and like, you know, really starting to do something. But whew, man, it's slow going, kids. Slow going. Hope that's enough glue. I kind of like this to be a loop at the bottom. So let's put a little glue here. Okay, so then I just need one more sheet. And this is a good spot to also use maybe something from the front cover, because it's just one-sided. It's going to be glued down, and you won't need, you know, a double-sided thing like a tag or a card that you're going to pull out, right? So let's see what's on the front cover. I'm not sure that this is, oh, wait a minute, I got the wrong, this is the front cover. Ooh, timber. And that would go with the front. I could maybe make that work. Let's see. What if I use this part of it? Can you totally see what I'm doing? Probably not. What if I use that part of it? It's got all these word tags on the inside. I think I can live without most of those. So this can be this way. I think I'd rather trim that and use it somewhere else instead of have that romantic collection on there. But I could use it this way or this way. Oh yeah, I forgot my battery was slow. My phone's going to give out in a minute. It's really kind of nothing if I use that. Maybe we'll do it that way. That would look cute too. See, sometimes you just have to zhuzh things around. All right, so if I do this, I think I'm going to have to bring it down more because I don't want that .com. I could put something over top of that, but I think at the bottom corner, it would be hard to do. So I'm going to trim this here and here, and then take off the bottom. And this piece, maybe I'll use a brick wall. I think I kind of like the brick wall. So I'm going to trim off that part. Trim it there. And I only need a little piece. All right. Have to get my crazy legs moving in a little bit. All right, so let's quickly try to do quickly. Trim that. I'm gonna trim this. I'm gonna trim this. And whoop, trim this. And this little bits right here. All right, so I've got to chomp that one corner. Chompy, chompy. Half inch, and that's going to be that top. And I don't need all that, right? I just need, so I'm guessing I'm going to need that paper somewhere else. So I'm going to trim some of that off. But that works. It's almost like the brick line. So let's trim that. Ink. Nope, nope, nope. This I need a little bit more to come off the edge. I kind of like that. I think I might move this up. So I don't have to round the corner. I do want to make my little divot. A little divot. I might stitch across the bottom just to kind of tie everything in. If you'll indulge me for a few more minutes. Yeah. That really got close. Woo! Back her up, baby. Back her up. Okay, that goes in the glue for a second, and then got my threads. It's got a little pulley here. Eh. It's going to cover it up anyway. Move it up a little more. I think I'm going to do that. I might need some of that lace on the front. I just might need some of that on the front. I can't believe my phone hasn't crapped out. Oh, thanks, Kimberly. So then I'll be concentrating on the inside, the signatures. I'll show you how it progresses. Don't jinx yourself. Okay, Peggy. Oh my goodness. So my friend Joyce, her girlfriend Jane, loves animals, and I think she has, did she say 3 cats? And she was thinking about getting a dog after her husband passed away, and she was thinking about getting a dog, and she didn't do it. And now Joyce has 1 cat. Joyce's 1 cat she just lost. And so she has this cat left. And anytime you would go visit, the cats would just disappear. You know, they weren't like super friendly. Bye, Candy. Have a great day. And so Jane said she would take the cat. But she's a smart lady. She's got him in a section of the house by himself, gated off. The first day, she had her nephew come with her and get him. So they got him out of the apartment, took him to her place. So she's got him in one part of the house, fenced off from everybody. She's the first day she said she just left him be. And then the next day she went in and she just sat down and he came right to her and she said he was all over her, very affectionate. I said, oh my gosh, you're doing so great. So now she's extending how far he can get into the house, you know, moving the gate so he has a little more room. And then I guess, like she said, she's only had him, I think, a week now. So she's going to give him a little more space. But at least seems to like her and is adjusting that way. So she's hoping he's going to do well with the other cats. She's got to introduce him to the other cats, you know, but sounds like that part of it's going good. So that was great. All right. Now this is going to be, I still think, off a little bit over here. I'm going to have to trim. It looks like my thread's a little bit. I wonder if I can, I don't know. See, if you start messing, sometimes if you start messing, you're asking for trouble. That stitch is a little loose, and that bothers me. Gosh, how did I get so weird? That one's not tightening up. All right, let's try. Let's try to glue her down. Ooh, that's too much glue. Woo. Woo, woo. Nah, I didn't want it there. Bring it down a little. Gotta zhuzh it. Okay, I think this is it, kids. I like that. I'm gonna let that dry well before I trim that. Gotta trim that. So it's going to be like this. This, I think I will move this up. That'll flip out that way. Of course, this will have something there, you know. So I think that's it for me for today. I think I got to stand up and move a little bit. Yeah. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me. Helping me walk through some of this and figure out what I wanted to do. Appreciate it. Your helpful hints. What's Peggy say? I am trying to take apart a fabric journal cover apart that oh boy, that stuff really sticks. Yeah. Sometimes I do think, you know, if I stick this down, if I don't like it, I might use and then decide to use, say, like hot glue, because then I know I can heat it and pull it off. But, you know, for this kind, especially a journal cover, that's so lumpy bumpy, you don't want to do that. But gosh, Peggy, how are you even doing that? Like, are you heating it up or like how? It's good that it sticks though, especially if you're somebody who does stuff and like resells, you know, you want it to stay together.
You went down and work on Betty's bed.
Okay. All right, ladies, that's it for me for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to put the ball game on, have a little lunch, and maybe I'll see you all somewhere in the next step. Oh, you're using this razor seam ripper. Oh, baby. I'm glad you stopped in and said hi, Kimberly. It was nice to see you. You're welcome, Carol. Enjoy the rest of your day, ladies. I hope to see you all soon. Until Thursday at 10. I'll see you then. There's our Judy. Did you stay awake? Get some rest, Judy. All right. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.